books from my show, Poppy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you should be rocking with me that hard.
How you let Kim go to Fed jail? She's Kim.
When I was locked up, Puffy never put a $10 bill, a penny, a quarter in my commissary. He never wrote me a letter. He didn't try to come see me. None of that.
Oh gosh, Lil Kim just dropped the most shocking bombshell about Biggie Small's death. Everyone's asking, what's this mysterious connection between Diddy and witnesses being silenced? And why is Lil Kim saying her life could be in danger? The tea is scalding hot, folks.
When I was locked up, Puffy never put a $10 bill, a penny, a quarter in my commissary. He never wrote me a letter. He didn't try to come see me. None of that.
We're about to unpack everything, from Biggie's tragic death to these wild allegations about Diddy trying to obstruct justice. And get this, prosecutors are literally going through Diddy's jail cell notes right now. The things they're finding, absolutely mind-blowing.
There were these notes and all this different stuff found in his cell when there was like some sort of raid that went down, and that this stuff is basically allegedly showing that he's been trying to sway jurors, he's been trying to sway potential witnesses, and just the public opinion using social media.
Now here's what everyone's dying to know. Does Lil Kim really have the key evidence to unlock one of hip-hop's biggest mysteries? And why is Diddy so desperately trying to keep her quiet? Listen, Lil Kim has always been a force to be reckoned with in hip-hop, but her latest revelation has everyone's jaws on the floor. This resurfaced audio clip of her calling out Diddy, oh honey, it paints such a scandalous picture.
When I was locked up, Puffy never put a $10 bill, a penny, a quarter in my commissary. He never wrote me a letter. He didn't try to come see me. None of that.
Let me spill this piping hot tea. Lil Kim revealed how Diddy completely abandoned her when she went to prison. No letters, no visits, nothing. Can you imagine the betrayal? After Biggie's death, Diddy was supposed to be her only friend left, but apparently he didn't even consider her family anymore.
That's why I said in my books from my show, Poppy, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to rock with anybody that hard, you should be rocking with me that hard.
And honey, the betrayal didn't stop there. When Kim finally got out of prison, Diddy didn't even bother to reach out. Instead, and this is where it gets really messy, he went and made music with her rival, Nicki Minaj, while everyone was crowning Nicki as the new queen of rap.
And you can never make another Biggie and Kim. That's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Like, what? You kidding me? It's never going to happen.
You could just feel the raw pain in Kim's voice when she declared to the world that there could never be another Lil Kim. She was the original, the one and only. And then, as if things weren't heated enough, 50 Cent jumped into the drama, calling Nicki Minaj the new Lil Kim. Can you imagine how that must have felt? Here's Kim, fresh out of prison, expecting Diddy to welcome her back into the studio, to create magic together like old times. But instead, he chose Nicki. Talk about a slap in the face when Kim needed support and recognition the most.
But nigga, you could have fucking came to see me one time. You could have wrote me one letter. Even with the movie, they played the shit out of me with that movie. And I'm still rocking, even after they played the shit out of me with the movie.
But wait, it gets even juicier. Kim was absolutely furious about how they portrayed her in Biggie's movie. She wasn't given any say in how they depicted her character, and they made it look like she had zero creative talent. Like her whole career was just because of her relationship with Biggie. The disrespect didn't stop there. They actually suggested Biggie wrote all her songs. Kim was quick to set the record straight. Yes, she went to him for guidance, but honey, those lyrics, all her. And about that relationship with Biggie, she admits she was young and maybe didn't make the best choice getting involved with a married man, but the love between them, that was real both ways. Now here's where things take a dark turn. Years after Biggie's passing, all this controversy around Diddy has exploded back into the spotlight. The FBI just did this shocking raid on Diddy's jail cell, and what they found? Oh my God. We're talking handwritten notes about paying off witnesses and strategies to undermine his accusers. The prosecutors are saying these notes are basically smoking proving obstruction of justice. Makes you wonder what else Diddy's trying to hide, doesn't it?
That there were these notes and all this different stuff found in his cell when there was like some sort of raid that went down, and that this stuff is basically allegedly showing that he's been trying to sway jurors, he's been trying to sway potential witnesses, and just the public opinion using social media.
And this gets even more shocking. Among those seized documents were 11 pages and 8 calendar entries, and get this, they included instructions for his family to dig up dirt on 2 victims. The prosecutors are saying this proves Diddy was trying to manipulate his trial's outcome. But honey, there's definitely more to this story than meets the eye. Now, Diddy's legal team isn't taking this lying down. They're screaming that this raid violated his rights, claiming these notes are protected by attorney-client privilege. But here's the real tea. Could this defense strategy actually save him, or will these explosive notes be his downfall? Let me paint you the picture of what went down at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center. This raid happened on September 16th, and prosecutors say these notes they found weren't just any old scribblings. They were detailed plans to obstruct justice. We're talking instructions for family members to reach out to witnesses and find dirt on victims. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic dropped this bomb in court. These weren't privileged communications at all. In fact, they found evidence of payments to a witness who had previously denied allegations against Diddy. Now you'd think attorney-client privilege would protect these notes, right? That's exactly what Diddy's team is arguing. Mark Agilo is out there claiming these were just innocent strategy notes for Diddy's defense. In his words, this raid represents a complete institutional failure. He wants all this evidence thrown out faster than last season's fashion. But prosecutors, oh honey, they are not buying it. They're saying you can't hide plans for criminal activity behind attorney-client privilege. It's like trying to use an umbrella to stop a tsunami. It just doesn't work that way.
There was an emergency hearing called this afternoon at the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, the judge ordering the prosecution to turn over its findings from a jail cell raid, Diddy's jail cell.
The timing of this raid has everyone talking. Was this some sneaky move to corner Diddy's defense team, or were they just trying to grab evidence before it disappeared? Judge Submanin's decision to keep the original notes but destroy copies shows just how delicate this whole situation is.
He ordered the prosecution to destroy their copies. He kept copies, and he's going to review them in chambers or in camera. And one of 2 things will happen. Either the defense is right, and those are privileged materials, in which case they will not go to the prosecution, or the prosecution is right and they have nothing to do with the legal case, and the government will get copies.
Now let me tell you about the witness tampering allegations that have everyone buzzing. Even from behind bars, prosecutors say Diddy's been working overtime to influence witnesses set to testify against him. And the evidence? Child, it's a whole paper trail of phone records, bank statements, and suspicious timing of witness statements. One of the most shocking pieces of evidence is these jailhouse calls where Diddy allegedly told his family to contact witness 2, a woman who had previously accused him of violent behavior. And wouldn't you know it, right after these calls, she suddenly posts a public statement taking back her allegations. The timing? Suspicious doesn't even begin to cover it. But the real bombshell is this leaked phone call between Diddy and his son. On the surface, it sounds innocent enough, just a father talking to his son. But honey, when you dig deeper, it's like something straight out of a crime thriller. Right off the bat, Diddy warns his son not to entertain none of this nonsense on the phone. Now, why would he say that unless he knew someone was listening? Then comes this bizarre instruction about getting rid of leftover pizza boxes. Unless Diddy suddenly became an environmental activist behind bars, something's not adding up. People are thinking these pizza boxes might be code for documents or evidence that needs to disappear. And when he adds, make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Chilly, this isn't about saving the planet. The conversation gets even more interesting when Jay-Z comes up. Apparently, Jay's been ghosting Diddy, which is wild considering their history. Is Jay-Z trying to keep his distance from this mess, or is he helping behind the scenes in ways we don't know about? Then out of nowhere, Diddy starts talking about some Netflix project and release dates. Now, in the world of high-stakes scandals, innocent words like these often have hidden meanings, and when Diddy starts complaining that everybody out there is quiet as F, you have to wonder, who's staying quiet and why? Is it fear, loyalty, or something more sinister? The most shocking part? Diddy just dismisses all these lawsuits, claiming ain't none of them getting nothing, ain't got nothing in my name. But with all his legal troubles, this feels like he's either saying his assets are hidden or he's got some masterful plan to protect them. Now, let's talk about this mysterious list Diddy mentions at the end of the call. People are convinced it contains names of witnesses who might testify against him, and rumor has it Lil Kim's name might be on there, but not for the reasons you'd think. You see, Lil Kim has suspected for years that Diddy was somehow involved in Biggie's tragic death. Let me take you back to 1993 when Kim first met Biggie. She was just 17, he was 19, and he was this local drug dealer known for his incredible rap skills. When Biggie heard Kim could rap, he asked her to freestyle for him after work one day. He was instantly blown away. He'd never seen a female rapper with that much talent, and he knew right then she was destined for stardom. Their relationship was so much deeper than just music. Kim would later say, "Biggie was my friend, my lover, my everything. He believed in her when nobody else did, pushing her to take risks and stand out." Kim dreamed they'd be the next power couple, like Sonny and Cher. But then things got complicated, really complicated. That same year Biggie met Kim, he signed with Puffy's new label, Bad Boy Records. He put together Junior Mafia and brought Kim in. And when she appeared on Players Anthem in 1995, everyone knew she was going to be a star. Kim was revolutionary, nothing like the female rappers who came before her. Her charged-up lyrics and hardcore style had people clutching their pearls, but it also made her one of the hottest artists of the era. Behind the scenes, Biggie was shaping Kim's image as an artist. He encouraged her to use her appeal to sell records, and boy did it work. She went from rapping on street corners to topping Billboard charts. But their relationship? That was getting messier by the day, especially after Biggie married Faith Evans in 1994. Get this, Biggie and Faith got married just weeks after meeting at a Bad Boy photo shoot. But the whole time he was married, he was still seeing Kim on the side, and since both Faith and Kim were signed to Bad Boy, they were always around each other. Faith thought Kim and Biggie were just colleagues until, drama alert, she caught them in bed together in a hotel room. Talk about awkward. You'd think getting caught by his wife would end things, but nope. Biggie kept seeing Kim right up until his death. In 1996, while working on Hardcore, Kim found out she was pregnant with Biggie's baby. She told The Source in 1999, "I already knew the kind of relationship that Biggie and I had, and I knew that having a child was something that couldn't take place." She decided not to have the baby rather than start a family with a married man. A year later, Biggie was killed in that tragic drive-by shooting. It devastated Kim. He'd been such a huge part of her career and life. Years later, the truth about their relationship came out, including some pretty dark stuff. During a Drink Champs interview, Jermaine Dupri recalled seeing Biggie pull a gun on Kim during an argument. Kim later confirmed the story to Hot 97's Ebro, though she said some details weren't quite right. She described Biggie as a classic Gemini with two sides, usually this sweet teddy bear who made sure she had everything she needed, but also this darker side influenced by his gangster rapper persona. He felt pressure to maintain this tough image even off stage. Despite their rocky relationship, Kim still cherishes Biggie's memory and credits him for launching her career. But here's where it gets really interesting. She still believes Diddy had something to do with what happened to Biggie. According to Gene Deal, Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy for a much better deal that could have earned him millions. This would have been terrible news for Diddy. Here's the shocking part. Despite being a legendary artist, Biggie was only getting paid a couple $100s by Diddy, who owned all his music rights. Deal actually saw Biggie's Bad Boy contract while watching Diddy's briefcase on a flight. The contract showed Biggie only earned in $250,000 increments, while Diddy owned all the publishing. When Deal questioned this, Biggie admitted he was planning to leave for a better deal.
So he showed me, I said, "You about to get that money?" He said, "Yeah, look at this." It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia.
According to Deal, Biggie wanted Junior Mafia to change things up, start writing and producing their own music. That's why he planned to leave Bad Boy. He wanted to keep mentoring Lil Kim and take Deal with him to the new label, but he knew Gene was too loyal to Puffy to leave. This move would have seriously hurt Diddy's bottom line, and apparently Diddy wasn't having it. Some argue Diddy might not have personally been involved in Biggie's death, but according to a retired FBI agent who worked the case, Diddy might have known who was responsible. The agent suggested Diddy was actually supposed to be the target, but somehow knew about the hit in advance.
Because somebody wanted to know, yo, if y'all gonna get big, to go to the car with the stickers on it.
During the investigation, something really suspicious came up. The head of security dropped this cryptic hint about some mysterious tasks given to the street team. He kept the details secret, but with all this new information about an inside connection, it's looking more and more like someone on the street team played a crucial role in separating Biggie's car from Diddy's that night.
Only one that has an opportunity and only one that could have done that was somebody from the street team.
Gene spilled even more tea, revealing that while Biggie knew Diddy was stealing money from him, Biggie wasn't exactly innocent either. But here's what's really shocking. Despite this dangerous East Coast-West Coast feud, Diddy, who was supposed to be protecting Biggie, refused to increase security. Gene pointed fingers at another person working with Puffy, D-Rock. Apparently, Gene warned D-Rock to stay away from Puffy's route, but D-Rock went back on his word and led Biggie right into that party at the Peterson Museum. The most mind-blowing part? Biggie was originally supposed to be in London with Kirk Burrow, but Diddy and D-Rock convinced him to attend that after-party instead. And get this, despite having 7 or 8 security personnel that night, most of them were unarmed. Why would security be unarmed during such a dangerous feud? According to Gene, it all came down to the employer's orders, and we all know who that employer was. Everyone knew about Biggie's health condition. He couldn't run or defend himself if something happened, so having unarmed guards makes absolutely no sense. Gene believes Diddy never really cared about Biggie. He just wanted to use his talent to boost his own success. Now, with all this new evidence coming out of his jail cell raid, the question isn't just about what Diddy did anymore. It's about how far he'll go to keep it hidden. As Lil Kim bravely steps forward to share her truth, everyone's wondering, will she finally get justice, or will Diddy's power keep the truth buried? One thing's for sure, Kim's story is far from over, and as more details emerge, the industry may never look at Diddy the same way again. Diddy the same way again. Diddy.